Hey there, folks, and welcome to technically what was considered the final act of OG Ghostmaster, which is what lies over the cuckoo's nest. But first, we're gonna go to stop by the Ghoul Room first and dump some skills on Hypnos here, because I was debating either using Hypnos or using the other one, which is Sandman. Which I'll just say this: I think Sandman's just as good as Hypnos at the end of the day, so it's either one or the other, that's such. So you go with, or is it Daydream? Is his name Daydream? I know it's Sandman, weird. He was called that in the OG and I changed it, weird. Very weird, because I always thought it was a Sandman. Because he looks like sand. That's a choice, alright. Never thought he was called that, alright. And then I was trying to figure out if I want to use Soul Scream here. A Soul Screecher, which I don't know. Don't know about that as thing goes. Like, in some proportion it's kinda good, in some proportion it's not. I will say Scared to Death is really good for sleep targets though, which is what I was thinking in terms of use, but then I realized like there's other means you can just do that. So instead of that, we will just do we'll just do it the way I usually intended to. But first, I'm gonna see if I need any of this stuff. Which, gotta be honest, you really kind of don't, because basically once you get, because I'll just say this, for the goal for the next level here, we need a sleep ghost to get into the barrier and just get another guy, so to say. And when I say get another guy, a guy who's just sleeping, pretty much. And the best part, he kind of has no reason why he's just sleeping, he's just sleeping. That's the worst part. Which is Bruce Elm. But then I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to give Harriet all the moves or not at this point? I probably should, so I'm going to give her Trojan Gift, the Wilson Aspect, because yeah, that, by cost, I think she's kind of cheaper than Wazaki Jack, because Wazaki Jack would need the Apport Aspect, which is one hefty cost, I'll say, for the Plasma. So instead, we would just get these. And then I'm trying to figure out, should I give her the call once? I'm not gonna lie. After some rethinking, I probably should have at the end though. I did give her Wild Geese though, because Wild Geese is useful for just sending someone else to another way at the end though. Intrigue and Fascinate. I was thinking of doing that. I'll probably get Fascinate next time though, when I turn around and do that. Luckstorm, yeah. Go with some Aspect. Because the only time you need luck is when the puzzle involves with luck. If it doesn't involve luck at all, it's pointless. Besides giving a belief bonus to those that got affected by it. I say affected loosely. Then I try to figure out which thing to go for. Which, yeah, the obvious one, go for the Plasma channel. Because you need that Plasm. Yeah, you get 5% plasma gain for each mortal you affect in the process. But yeah, I want to get that other one. It's like, oh yeah, I need 3 more pockets. Cause yeah, it starts immediately from 3 to 6. Like, oh yeah, that's right. So yep, exiting the gold room, and then now on to what lies in the cuckoo's nest. Was it? Yeah, what lies over the cuckoo's nest. Okay, I got it right for once. Oh my god. Well, probably somewhat. Someone's probably gonna still correct me.
It is time to turn our attention to the captured Darkling. This proud spirit is imprisoned within the asylum floors of the Gravenville Hospital. We detect astral wards about the asylum. Once you have penetrated them, you must determine the exact nature of the Darkling's prison and find a way to disrupt it. After that, you may feel free to take revenge on the mortals as you see fit.
Alright, so as you can see there, the Darkling is trapped by 5 patients there.
Who purports to worship my majesty,
Did you mention for me?
as if I desire the fealty of the worms of the earth, has bound me within this mystic apparatus. Perchance he seeks to pervert my power to his own megalomaniac ends. The mortal world shall be consumed by my dark dominion. But I shall not have my sovereignty threatened by these accursed beings that snare me.
But yeah, basically you got unlocked him by getting the 5 patients out of that circular room that you'll see here in a bit. But for now, just trying to set up the team of ghosts, which yeah, have Hypnos, because yeah, you're gonna need a sleeping ghost for this one. This is actually a case where you need a sleeping ghost to do such. Another case was back at Lethal Moral Jacket. What's that? That was the other one for that case, so you could figure out who had the fear at the end of it. But instead, you have both Stonewall and Bonsai, Buck, Harriet, Firetail, Stormtown, which Stormtown, I need to make sure to get some moves for him, because for God's sake. I forget he only has like 4 moves. Like that was the one I forgot to go stop by on the cool room for. And then the mirror ones, those are pointless, sadly, even though they do make gifts, but you know, that's really about it. You rather have Harriet. As much I would say those mirror ones would be kind of useful, they just aren't, because promise they need to be in the mirror.
Empty the hospital building.
And that's bad. I think one way they don't need a mirror is if they're on the present though, the present that they make. So it's like on one end it can work, one end it won't work. But here's the funny part about this, doing this level. The Doctor is not immune to the Darkling at the end of the day. So yeah, you can make him go batshit insane instantly. I will say I also caused obsession. I was like, oh crap, let's not do that. And there was actually a glitch. If you made him fully insane, the patients would just run out the door. They did change this for this occasion where you have to do the thing no matter what, but I think they also did another change to make it somewhat easier, somewhat not. You will see once I basically get up there eventually. Which, in order to get up there, we're going to have to attach a ghost to a present at the end of the day. So this is going to be a fun case. Which, when I say present, get the Trojan gift present. Because that's the one way to do such, so to say. For now, I'm just going to chuck some earthquakes. Double down, man, double down. Even though... Oh, okay, I did get possible. Yeah, so we are on the... Basically, overall, the... Was considered the OG Final Act, and also the mod Final Act, too. Because, yeah, there's a level that was completely cut, and I feel really bad why the heck it got cut in the process when it came to the OG of the game. Besides being rushed out the door, even though I don't think it sold well at all, sadly, for this game. You know, I do think this game has wonders. It does have its fundamental problems, like, it does feel like some people should be a bit more resilient to what things you do, because otherwise you just have to freelance to... just, like, example, the earthquakes, for example, like, oh my god. Still, like, what I consider the most broken, especially when you have the cooldown, the plasma, and everything else to it. But then again, if you don't have the plasma, if you don't have any of the skills, if you still kept it in the OG manner, maybe Earthquake's not most broken, it's possible, but because of this, I do, it just feels very broken in regards. Although, on hard mode, they're also bullet sponges too, so... Maybe it's not the most perfect strat after all. Yeah, we just get a Trojan gift and then have this person grab that. Oh, I also need Storm Talon on that, which I forgot. It's like, oh shit. But go ahead and send her running note, which off she goes. Cause yeah, I will note, I don't know if the person with the present would what's the best way to say it? What is the best way to say that? If the person would deposit frozen stiff on it. Good God. If would run when it get affected by that, I will say. As in, like, I doubt they drop the present when they run away like that, but then again, I guess I'm wrong on that too. I don't know. It's a very odd way to say it. Yeah, just getting Hypnos and Stormtown set up though here. 'Cause yeah, while I did send her up there, she didn't went all the way up there. Because I will say, they eventually just wear off no matter what. And here we go, send her off again. Off we go. But then I just realized, I was like, oh yeah, whoops. And then, I don't know why I put Surge on immediately, but okay. Okay, Brain Cells. But thank God you didn't use it. There was actually a case where the Blackout was actually useful. Because yeah, every time I would summon him, he would do the Blackout immediately. But yeah, basically, once you get them into this realm, you can then turn around and rebind them to things. Like example, you can bind them to this guy now, since you're in this barrier. Cause yeah, while they're in this barrier, they can still freely move around. So they're not completely all trapped, but they can be mostly trapped. And then the other thing is, I need to get Storm Talon over there at the electric thing, but first I'm just moving Bruce Elm out of the way. Because I will say, he was the biggest pain in the neck when it came to the OG one. Because in the OG one, I don't think you were able to rebind the ghosts in the barrier, but I could definitely be wrong, and it turns out, oh yeah, you could do that. After all. But then you activate Surge, and the doors open, and all the patients can just run the freak out. So off they go. And thus the Darkling sucks the life out of the Petra Cows.
Indignity must be repaid in wrathful sight. I, the Darkling, the quintessential avatar of the putrescent abyss of mortal, shall feast upon the succulent sweetmeats of their sanity, and suck out all the marrow of their souls.
Yeah, there goes Mr. Darkling, my son goes. But yeah, here's the biggest problem about Darkling though. I will say, his only fetter is murder. So in other words, we're just gonna tap into a present, and that's basically about it I can only do with him, because I don't think there's any murder around here besides where Bridget was at. I can think of when it comes to the hospital level. Because yeah, that's the fun. Like I said, this is the fun part I don't like about ghosts, is that they're only can be tied to the fetter spot. Which I'm not completely against it, but if you're gonna make these all-powerful ghosts, they really need to blast like a shotgun of effects then for the trade-off of being so constricted at the end of the day. If the level does not provide the fetter at the such. So that's the biggest problem about that at the end of the I have about this level entirely. Yep, so now we can just cause chaos at this point. So it's do some swarm strikes, do some earthquakes, which I just realized I got the Etrol cooldown already once again. Yeah, that Etrol cooldown is very useful. So first we're gonna cause a mass fire, here we go, and kaboom! All the beds are lit on fire, and the mechanical stuff, I take that back, not the beds, but just the mechanical stuff. I don't know why not the beds. But, and we add some great balls of fire to that. Off they go again! This thing goes. And then we add the Darkwing. Like everyone else stuffs. Cause yeah, like I said, Obsession is easily the best, one of the best draw in those. As it just draws like everyone fundamentally. Cause yeah, that's the one good thing about Darkwing is that He is also great for casting Insanity onto others, but the problem is these ones are going to be well resistant to that. Unless you come across a really weak one in the process. You can probably instantly just one combo that. Man, good god did I mess this guy's day up. Trying to do, yeah. But yeah, so at best, you can just stick Darkblade on present, and that's all you kind of just really do for the most part, sadly. For those all-powerful ghosts, and called the Darkling, it'd be kind of cool if his feather was also if it was a dark room. Which would kind of make sense if it was a dark room, like the black. It would actually make more of a reason why to do blackouts. Because think about it, if you make the room dark, you'll give the ghost ability to be in that dark room. However, here's the balancing, so that way in case it's not that broken, what someone might feel about that. If they turn on the power and it lights up in that room. Because it'll fundamentally actually would make those ghosts a little bit better than they would if you give them the ability to be in a dark room, because that would actually make sense. But sadly, they're just constricted by whatever feather they're tied to, which in this case, murder. Which, like I said, there's not very much options for murder, and not only that, people don't really occupy those rooms at the end of the day. They usually just occupy like the restrooms and stuff, or just down here in the first floor alone. Okay, here we go. Got some people running away. Goodbye, folks. Anyway, so let's light some people up. Oh yeah, here. Draw them in. Come on in. We got free breadsticks. Get your free breadsticks in it. Yeah, chase. Swarm strike. And then we do a dense swarm. And then we do creepers. And then we do a scatter swarm. He's gonna get you. He's gonna bite you. Oh, somewhat. He's gonna own you. And he's gonna great balls of fire on you. As everyone runs out the freaking door. And we do a mother humping earthquake wide, and then another one. Then we do this and this and that and this and that. Yeah, so basically the Darkling is useful for just for terrorizing purposes, and that's or not terrorizing, but insanity purposes. But that's really it. This is the problem is it's very single target is the biggest problem, which can work if it's not a lot of occupants, but because there's a lot of occupants and empty season characters and stuff, this does not work that well. I will note, like I said, if it's like if you have a build that anchors more towards insanity, which is not really hard, because like I said, you can just add to the board or reset the board, or you can do a insanity build. You can technically do that too. I just don't really suggest that. I'd rather go down the cooldown route, and what would be the other route for that? Cooldown route and plasma route, because those are easily probably, I assume, the better on that. Because of my thinking on that one. But I could be wrong and there's something maybe hidden I don't know. Like example, like you could technically make electric ghosts a lot more stronger if you go on the electric route, because the electric route will allow you to allow a electric ghost to hit everything around within that place. So you could turn Surge into a nuke as well if you go on that route. I don't know if I would suggest that such, But that does sound like a great thing to do in the future, I would say. Like, I would say probably like the third thing to go after would be that, because, like I said, it would basically change Surge into a technically a screen nuke if it's indoor building. If it's not indoor building, I don't think it'll affect so highly. Or it's just along with electrical equipment. I'm not really sure what the full gist to that. I have to look a bit more. I would say, I mean, Surge is good no matter what. It's like it fries them. It's just, I think the bad part is that it gives these particular ghosts a high focus in that case, where the other ghosts are just kind of just there, to be honest. And ghosts, I would say, would not choose at the end of it. You're gonna have people just going crazy with that. I'm hoping again everyone's insane, but I don't think I did throughout this as much as I could. If anything, I just use Darkling as a session means to keep drawing people in. Because like I said, session's like one of the best draw moves because it guarantees the person's gonna be drawn in no matter how scared they are. We got a trimmer, which I didn't put Stonewall close enough for that trimmer to hit it. Really should. Yeah, like that. There we go. That way, in case they're at that front door. So here we go, scaring the crap out of the hospital patients once again. Man, this feels like the last time, except the last time was all a buggy, glitchy mess because of the ghost breakers. Yeah, you're probably wondering, where's the ghost breakers during this moment? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure besides what happened to them during the second before this level. Before we from Mortal Jacket. That's the only best thing I can kind of describe to that. For the most part. But here we go, having some patients run away and doctors. Goodbye, fellas. We got one doctor up to snuff though. He's like been the one that's been taking the most in terms of this hit though. But good guy, he's still taking it like a champ. Yeah, it's like no matter even if I have all these screen nukes and stuff, I still have this one patient that's gonna be a pain, or one person that's gonna be a pain in the ass to get rid of sometimes. That's the one thing I know sometimes from that. I'm trying to cast as much as I can. I'm trying to figure out like where everyone else at. Cause I see the doctor here messing his day up. He is super resilient. Like he's like the other NPC you're a hassle to deal with at the end of it. Up he goes, wiggling away. I'm gonna do swallow, cause fuck it, we'll bully his ass. Again, the bat, we're gonna teach you the gangster way. The ghost style. Chase scene. There we go. Get him, dog, even though he is submerged into the ground. You know, he's still taking it like a champ. Because yeah, as you can see, his bar is like really high. But now he's gone, finally. I got rid of that one, so now I deal with the other doctor, the surgery doctor. That surgery doctor got a nurse, got 2 patients. Is that the Helene Pickles one nurse I just realized too? Let's see. Oh my god, these earthquakes. Oh, here we go. Drawing them in. Like I said, that move is very useful. It draws in like any people that weren't part of the pack at the end of it. Cause he is so messed up right now. Creepers, and no, that's not hitting her at all. Dang it! Frozen stiff. Keep that bay. Yeah, it is Pickles again, goddamn. This is Wayne Pickles. We got Bill Hudson. And he is knocked out. But yeah, this would be a great time to put the sleeping gauze on her, but let's see what about this. Like, oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could do that, could I? I actually won't that. I will say you have a split second to put a ghost on a knocked out person whenever they're knocked out like that. And instead we do great balls of fire. And then somehow this crazed lunatic turns on the power. I'm not sure how he's able to do that. He has no arms. He's in a jacket right now. I mean, I guess he can use his jaw, but still. Damn those psychic powers. Although I love psychic powers. Do a swallow, and Dusty's in the ground. Goodbye. Oh, another swallow. Damn, right there too. Ooh, damn. Okay. Inferno. Keep the temperature hot. You know, that guy goes against the Darkling because he's bitter cold. Got Human Torch. He is on fire, but walking away. He's just walking away. He's not even running, he's just walking away. I am not in the mood for this crap right now. Let's see what this looks like. Some creepers. Yeah, we still got 2 patients left, and man, they did not take a beating at all. I'm surprised. And yeah, Dr. Cass, he's just up there. Got 2 step vines and oh, still shaking his head. Cause yeah, now they're out here in the woods. It's like, okay, I don't remember putting them out in the woods, but all right, we'll do just that. You know, I did Psychic Rage, not good enough. They only gave him like half. It's like, oh. There's comboing. Ice breath. Ooh, that's what making that turn cold now. Oh, there goes one though. Oh, doing a trap. Alright, we got one guy to bully. And we're doing an earthquake wise. Yeah, it takes a pummel to deal with these guys. Oh, there we go. And we'll do an ether refresh because screw it. Go out. No, I think they're. Yeah, okay. Earthquake. Again? Alright, no, that's the second. Okay, I thought that was before again. Well, that one. Because, yeah, the problem is having these insane patients in here now, or crazy patients. I gotta figure out, like, which one's the actual one I need to deal with, because it's that one in the back. Yeah, it's that one there. It's like, oh, yeah. Alright, we need to bully this man. Problem is, I'm gonna try to cast Psychic Rage. It hits that guy. God dang it. He's already psychic already. So Frozen Stiff kind of works. Not as great as Trap though, or Saul for that matter. But just to guarantee he's staying. He's forever stuck. Then we take a bat and bat his knees and crap. He's almost getting there though. Definitely almost getting there. And then he grabs the gift. Psychic Rage. Okay, that's getting him up a bit more. How much you need? That's a little bit more. That way, I don't think it's not gonna be enough. He's either gonna be terrified at this point or something else. We'll see here. I tried to do airport aspect, but you are used to it at some point. I was like, oh shit. Alright, so we had them swarm. I guess I could use log juice instead of flying into the ghost at the alert. And he's trapped. Oh, and then cast. God damn it. And the only thing he only has here is a slow flicker. God damn it. Oh, he's still going. I'm just having a bad time with just this one of them. And chase, and it does kind of nothing. Swarm? Oh, he's obsessed by Swarm Strike them. Alright, Frozen Stiff. Good God, this guy takes a beating. Like I said, there's always that one straggler that's a pain in the ass. I did that. That's slow. Good swallow. There we go. Did that do it? Is he kind of done at this point? There we go. Off he goes. Because I'm not sure what happened there. He ran and then he also got pulled out of the ground. It's like he was in the ground and then ran. This is weird. Anyways, that's basically it for what lies in the cocoon nest. But yeah, what a pain in the butt level. However, I think in the OG's case, probably like one of the worst levels to deal with because of the fact you have to get into the barrier. And then the one thing I didn't mention is that, like I said, you can't rebind, so therefore I think you have to get the present into the center of the room. So you got that specific NPC, or the guard in other words, to get into that room, to search that computer to get that to open and stuff. But now all of a sudden we have an ice cream truck that decided to show up, which is the epilogue.
Ghostmaster, this is your final battle. The Ghostbreakers have captured your headquarters and rigged up their ether bomb to explode in exactly 30 minutes. You must organize your hunters, infiltrate their defenses, and destroy the bomb. Otherwise, you and your entire team will be obliterated. You then must empty the building once and for all of these meddlesome mortals.
Okay, so this one's a bit of a doozy for a somewhat final level, I was gonna say, because I think we still have like 4 or 5 levels to still deal with, even after this one, just to say. So basically getting all out attack force, and when I say attack force, mostly outside ones for this occasion, because you're not going to be really able to do much inside until you deal with those generators inside and stuff. But yeah, basically it turns out the Ghostbreakers will set up a clever trap to deal with you straight up at the ghoul room, because I guess they knew that you were there the whole time. I mean, how would they not? It's a big freaking mansion at the end of the day. Or, like, I don't think it's a mansion, it's like a state? I think it's the state or something like that. But basically, try to get as much ghosts as you can, or outside ghosts as you can for this occasion, because yeah, this is going to be a slow one somewhat. Because we need to deal with the Ghostbreakers, but we need to hit them from technically mostly the outside until we get some of those inside parts out. But the problem is though, it's either you have inside ghosts or you have outside ghosts. If you have inside ghosts, you're gonna have to wait till you deal with the generators. If you're outside ghosts, you do have moves, but you're gonna have to wait till they reset. So you go one end or the other end. I will note, as you see there, I split it there because I technically had a somewhat failed attempt. It was 2 pumpkins, but it was so slow, and I had like other problems that stacked up on that matter. Considering I know how to deal with this one situation, you'll be seeing here eventually. But, so, you're probably wondering, hey, I noticed you only got like one electric ghost and not, I don't know, a surge one or something. That's because that bomb, you do not need a surge. Just earthquake. Just earthquake a couple more times and it will basically be function no more. So it's like on that. Just really weird. It's a really weird case of where you would think you need to surge that. You don't need to surge that. Over time, you can just earthquake, and you'll basically get it. This is why they have two earthquake guys, and this is why earthquake just fundamentally can be better in some situations. But yeah, if I use surge on that ice cream truck there, but yeah, sweet to confirm. No, not in this game, sadly. Matter of fact, there's no ghost clown. Oh, check about that. This opportunity there. Is there yeah, there's a lull in the future. That in the future that we'll do, there's a level that's dedicated technically for a clown. I'll just say in advance. But sadly, no. So, basically, over time, we'll just keep doing these earthquakes here, and eventually something will happen. Even if I think we just did like 4 earthquakes, but basically, at best right now, I just got to keep hitting. Which I just realized I have stored down in there. I don't know if I use. Oh no, Vertical Surge is like 240. Like, oh, so yeah, I can't technically do much yet until I get that. I think if you get a wild and crazy electric user, that's the other way to get around the whole cost factor to that. Cause yeah, Surge takes a while, I will say. But yeah, you can use Surge to fry the electronics in there to kill off some of the barriers and stuff. Now, I tried Surge on that
25
that
minutes to
thing
detonation.
there, but here's the thing. That would just reset over time, so don't do that. Instead, shock the crap out of the weird blue radar, even though he doesn't mention you braked it or not. But it does stop it from keep going. And then you got this one red room that you cannot literally do anything about. And then not only that, as I mentioned the barriers, you can rebind, but only if you're in that color of the barrier. So in other words, you gotta wait till someone with a present to get into that very level, or very room, to then do Surge. Which is kind of like a reference to the hospital a little bit, because like I said on that, you weren't really able to rebind, so you had to get into that room somehow by getting like the Pacific Guard that goes into that room to do such. And yeah, because of that, that would have took an extra 20 to 30 minutes alone just getting that present to the OG way on that. I say OG loosely because heck, I might have been dumb and it might turn out that you could rebind in the first place. So I'm not really for sure on that matter. I assume it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't, or I just felt really stupid. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's the best way to say it. But yeah, I'm just seagull bowling targeting this one girl right now. It's like that's her day up. That's her day up. Cause yeah, like I said, this is a low amount of NPCs, so bullying strat can work pretty good for this occasion. So that's a good part. Okay, there we go. We got one Ghostbreaker gone already, so that's good. Sadly, not the worst ones though, because yeah, the main 3 are here. So you got Remus, Aykroyd, and Murray. Got Murray to deal with too. But yeah, I tried to search on this, which shuts it down. But here's the thing: they're gonna turn around and turn it back on. So it's like, oh well, shit then. Yeah, do a blackout, which I don't know what's the point of doing that. It's like, oh yeah, I think I did the wrong ghost. I think I was supposed to do. Oh well. Great Balls Fire is, you know, it was just one target, so technically Human Torch. Oh, it is what it is sometimes. Just see him run out on fire, good god. Alright, now for another 1,000 round of Earthquake. And then we do another Earthquake.
work,
And there we go.
Master. You have destroyed the Ether Bomb. Now, rid us of the remaining mortals.
So yeah, the Ether Bomb is no more. However, we suddenly have Dr. Braun here, who's walking up to the ice cream truck. Why is she walking up to the ice cream truck? What's going on here? And also she's immune, so you can't really do crap. However, I did a glitch here. You're about to see. Because I didn't think this could happen, but then again, she is technically a human NPC, and she grabs the present. He stays there just aside. So, we get to deal with a boss here called the Stakehold Puff. In other words, or Stakehold. I think it's Stakehold technically. Because of license. or copyright. But then I discovered something. Buck is like the sworn enemy to the Iceman at the end of the day. He just really died like no business whatsoever. It's like, it turns out Dense Swarm and Creepers will instantly murder him if he's in the proxy in between of that. So yeah, goodbye Stakehold, nice knowing you. Nice knowing you, dork. As the thing goes. Anyways, time to take out the rest of these Ghostbreakers in the process, if I can find any means. The problem about the Ghoul Room, as much as it being a Ghoul Room, doesn't really have a lot of ways to put ghosts anywhere at the end of the day. So, yeah, even more reason why to do the outside ghosts at the end of the day, because it's kind of strange. For being a Ghoul Room, you figured there'd be a lot of things you could just tie your ghost to, but not really, to be honest. Like, you figured there'd be a plant here and there or something? No. Not one bit. There's a plant right there though, but I think it's like more of a cosmetic though, however. Yeah, I don't see a feather on the plants, so I'm gonna assume those are just there. However, here comes the fun problem. It's like, oh yeah, this turns right back on because I didn't took out the actual problem, which I think is the radar, and hopefully it was the radar. Nah, it's like, oh well, crap then. Yeah, that's the fun part about this level entirely, is that you have to like throw a needle through the hay, so to say, and hopefully get that needle back. But for now, just keep hitting them from the outside, and that's kind of the best thing to do. That's why I also got 2 Wendigos, just to say. Although they're not doing like the highest thing possible, sadly, and then hearing double Shadow Song is really freaking annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Then here we go. This is what double Shadow Song sounds like. You do not want to hear this. I gotta admit. Do your ears feel clean yet? And then we do a swallow, and nothing's in the ground. So yeah, the best thing you can do is draw someone out, bully the crap out of them. So there's not that many Ghostbreaker guys to deal with. So that's the lucky to this part. One strike. Wow, however, yeah, well, so be careful because these are the main Ghostbreakers and they can take your ghosts. Yeah, I saw the exclamation point for a good second there. Matter of fact, in case you're wondering what did the ice cream man would do if he was still around, he would basically occasionally will cause a magic blast that will hit all ghosts and cause them to not get captured, but basically get called back in at the end of it. You basically force them back in. So that's basically what the functions of what the Stakehold guy would do over time, and he's really annoying. So yeah, you want to deal with like Stakehold immediately once you see him. But either way, basically dealt with him immediately, so now on to basically technically dealing with the rest. And you would think I would switch, redo the level right now. Technically I'm just going to show the bit until we get to just Dr. Braun here, because sadly, since she is here, she counts as a target, but the problem is she's immune. That's the biggest problem. Except for Insanity, because I don't know why Insanity's going up, but I guess that's one of the ways if I was doing a Sanity build though. But because I'm doing I did a terror build instead, technically. I technically did a generic build actually. But overall though, she's immune, so she won't leave. As a result, she just hold on to that present and just be there for the rest of the game. Unless if I use Harriet, I didn't try this. I did not use Harriet to cast another present. See, the other present out of hand would be gone because I wasn't. You can only cast one of each of the presents, which is the charging gift and the yellow one. For that But yeah, as you can see there, it doesn't do anything to her, but it did took out that green ward though, so I guess that's like one thing. You know, I say loosely. It does make me wonder if there was actually a good thing about the mirror ghosts is that they get through the barrier boundaries, but I'm not really sure on that. If they could or not. Because, yeah, like I said, I haven't fully explored such of such. And yeah, Blackout's like the one other way to deal with these blue wards and stuff. You can't get in the yellow one though, you gotta have a present to get to that one. But the blue one is an exception to that, so you can technically do that too. And the only thing I'm trying to figure out what powers the blue ward, I'm thinking the radar. It has to be that radar. I could downright be wrong, because yeah, I don't know the fundamental where the power sources are, because this one was, that's why, this one was that kind of easy. It's like, it's breakable easy, it's not through by location means easy, unlike the hospital. So I'm hoping that surge is what stopped the blue ward entirely, but, you know, I wouldn't really know. Pretty much. Then it's weird, we also got yellow ward here too. So it's weird on that. Actually, I just realized, oh my god, I just realized, I feel stupid, but yeah, that yellow ward's probably what's dealing with the yellow ward. Duh. Top of the dump truck. Good. Anyways, great balls of fire, send them going. So yeah, if I did surge on that, that probably would have took out the ward on top, maybe. That's a maybe. Anyways, do another earthquake, and we got another guy going. Yeah, they're getting up there. They're going up bit by bit. Especially Warrens. Warrens, I've effed this day up for sure. Matter of fact, let's do some bullying, shall we? However, I think a guy just walked in front of me, and you're getting whacked. Yep, you're getting whacked. God damn it. Well, you got lucky this time around, Warrens. You got really lucky on this, because yeah, this guy is effed. So I'm gonna charging gift, I don't know what. Yeah, wait, yeah, I did do the charging gift. Okay, she just stuck because I took her out of her script tapping at the end of it. Which is interesting on that, because yeah, like it said, back then during the first police station one, she didn't do that, because she shows up and releases Dr. Casper. For this occasion, she didn't still just run off. So, must be just a failed script loading pathway, I'm guessing. Because they didn't add a multi-course in case she so happens to grab the present for some reason. Whoops. Anyways. I just F this Ghostbreaker's day out, because yeah, this is one of the main ones. I think this is Remus, matter of fact. So yeah, Lawrence is gone. Thank God of that. He's using the pain in the butt one. Remus is like the secondary pain in the butt. Yeah, there she goes. So now we just got two blumbering idiots, as this thing goes. We got Maddie, and then another guy. Oh! Oh, how can I forget? Mr. David Willis. As thing goes. Oh yeah, you're gonna be the last one for my case. Because because yeah, I will say once you see David Willis' bar, his bar is like really high. For being one of the Ghostbreaker mooks, his bar is much higher compared to Maddie's. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, David Willis, he is super resilient. I don't know where they got this guy from, but holy crap, he's high. very resilient against ghosts. So now I gotta figure out how to bully him very much. For this crazy. Trap his butt. Stay put, sir. You need to inspect. And then we chase. And then we shatter song. And then we do another shatter song. However, oh wait, no, he's running. He's running! I do swallow because I don't know why I was choosing stone. Well, I should have chose fire tail. Give him a great ball of fire. Yeah, there's this that one straggler, and this one straggler is gonna be the biggest pain in the butt in the world. This thing goes. And then we do a swallow, then we do swarm strike. And then we do a whisper. And then we do another whisper. Are you done yet, David? Are you done yet? Are you done getting punished? You want another shower song with that, buddy? How about laughter, what? He is just getting bullied, holy crap. Not my fault how resilient he is. Yeah, you're David. Oh, he's still so resilient. Holy shit. You can take it. Alright, Trevor? Okay, there we go. Busty's gone. You're bad, David. And thus, it's technically the game there. But the problem is Dr. Braun. Because she is here, this level cannot be completed. Because of the bad script pathing, I gotta say. Because yeah, like I said, you can mess with her during the police station, it's fine. But for this case, or Dr. Bruner, okay, Dr. Bruner. Sorry, I get very conflicted on names because I guess honestly I just technically don't somewhat care. I technically should care though. But there we go. We messed up David Willis again because yeah, of course he was the last one again. But basically that is the epilogue, and that would technically be the end of the game. However, we still have 5+ more levels to deal with at the end of the day. But there's my 3 pumpkins for that. I will say during the first run I had 2 pumpkins, as you can see there.
After your success with the bomb, Stay Cold joins your team.
And we got a new announcer. I guess the old one came back to reprise his role as the old announcer, so they had the new one to handle the new levels in the future. So tune in next time when we get to do these new levels here. I'm just gonna say they're gonna be one of them's gonna be a real pain in the ass. But until then, folks, you guys take care and ciao. I hope you like what you watch here. Until then, take care.